All right, everybody. We are here for day 9, RSI day in the Apex Hall of IAE 2953. I am Hardware here with Kel Zine on the Dermanoff Clan News Network. Say hi, Kel.
Hello, hello.
And we are here now in the correct hall to check out some RSI ships.
It's the Black Friday sale at Kay. Get unbelievable savings with 40% off fashion jewelry and 30% off bridal. Hurry in, these
All right,
savings
here
will
is
last
our
only
map.
at Kay.
See all the Connies. Scorpius is in the middle, and we got some Auroras. And then we got the hollows downstairs, which are an abundance. You may be asking, Hardware, what are you wearing?
What are you wearing, Hardware?
It's a great question, Kel. This is RSI's original suit that they flew in the Zeus Mark I to go out into the stars and start humanity's exploration of the galaxies.
Yep, it's ancient wear.
It is.
River and Aaron have been living in an RV with their
That's what
sweet
Armstrong
kids
wore
and
when he rode
saving money.
dinosaurs.
Pay cash for a house. But in competitive SoCal, the limitations of their
Look at the
650
Connies.
land are proving tricky. Today, their agents live to
All
tell you
right. This is unfortunately a take two having some serious issues, so I'm not going through all the Connies like I had started to before, but I will give you an individual breakdown of all of their uses and needs for what you'd use them for. This right here that Kel's running into the tummy of would be your constellation Andromeda. Now, the Andromeda was actually my first big ship that I ever bought. Coming off of the starter packs, I'm like, oh my god, that ship is amazing. And honestly, the ships that RSI and Star Citizen in general have made since the Connies came out are just insane. But this is still a cool ship.
She's a beaut.
She is. The Andromeda is a. Ugh, my camera's all messy. The Andromeda is a gunship, pretty much. Kind of a get out there, multi role, jack of all trades type of a ship. You got a decent sized cargo hold here. You can throw I think a rover definitely would fit on that as well as some cyclones. Get out there and explore the verse. The difference between this and the one that we're going to look at in a second, it's hard to see on the top there, but there is a turret on the very top of the bridge, which adds one extra major turret to the defense or offense of this massive ship. Come back
Yep.
here. This is kind of the cool part of all of these ships, except for the Taurus, which is all the way in the back there. It's the cargo variant. Is that they all have a parasite snub fighter ship. The Andromeda and the Aquila have P-52s, the Merlins, which are just guns. And that white one over there past the Mantis in the middle, that has a P-72 Archimedes. I believe it has guns and missiles. I'll double check that when we go look. But they all have these, and you can undock this, fly this around, use it as a defensive tool, come back, dock it, repair, refuel, and then go out again if you need to. So this is a really cool part of these ships. And I'll show you the snub fighter docked over on the Constellation Phoenix, which I will eventually own in game because it is a gorgeous Constellation ship.
Sure is.
Now this is your Aquila. Come over here. Now the Aquila comes with a rover. It's one of the main price differences, I guess, from the Andromeda to the Aquila is the Aquila already comes with an Ursa rover for roving. This is your, I'm going to go explore, scan, and check out the Galaxy ship. Instead of the top turret, which, can we see it yet? Of course we cannot. There is a top turret on the Andromeda, I promise. But instead of that top turret above the bridge on the Aquila, we have sensor arrays. So it's got a heavy duty package sensor array that can do some deep scanning, get your information so you can sell it, pass it along, do whatever you need to do. It's very cool. They all have these missile wings, which you'll see here. A little bit more prominent on the Phoenix, but these fold out and are missile racks, like little arms that fold out. You can launch. So these are very nice ships. The only thing I do not like about the ship is it's very tip to ass straight as far as walking around or doing anything. It's totally a galley ship. If you can picture a galley kitchen in a house, everything is on one direct side or the other, and it's a straight shot from the bridge all the way to the snub. There's no hallways and stairs and this, that, or the other. It's a very straightforward ship. It's just a very nice one. Before we dip over to the other two, we'll just make it easy and we'll just do them all in a row here. This is the Scorpius Antares. This is a interdiction ship. This has got a quantum dampener and EMP. You can see that on its tag. I own this, so we'll take a look at this in more detail later. I love, love, love these ships. I haven't gotten a chance to use my Lightning that much, so currently right now this is my all-time favorite. Now what happens with this ship, as well as the regular Scorpius, which is right there, these two wings, there's two on the other side, they fold out, and everyone equates it to an X-Wing. Anybody that's seen Babylon 5, Kelly, you seen Babylon 5?
Yep.
All right, would you say that this looks more like a Star Fury?
Well, yes. With X-Wing concepts.
Sure. The Star Furies are just a smaller front. It's kind of like almost a TIE fighter, pod-like, and then the cross wings coming out versus the X-Wing has got like a long snoot, and it's got major engines in the back, and it's got the X's in the back. This is kind of a half-breed to each, I suppose, but I get the more Fury effect than an X-Wing. But either way,
Yep.
if you can picture an X-Wing, that's what these wings do. They fold out and up and down. The major problem with these, and I'm hoping they fix it, as you can see here, these are the missiles up and top and bottom and on the other side. The major problem with this is all the pew-pews are on the wings, if you can see here. So when these rotate out, these wings are semi-brittle, at least they are right now. I'm hoping they fix that. And so you get a wing shot off or damaged, or you hit something and the wing shatters, you lose a gun. You also lose maneuverability, but you have no defensive capability if all of your wings are shot to shit. You're just sitting there as a pod. So that's the only bad thing right now. But all in all, the ship is just beautiful looking. It's amazing to shoot. It's amazing to fly. It's just amazing. I don't know how else to say it. Kel, have you flown in my Scorpius?
No.
It is a two-seater. Both the Antares and the Scorpius. I'll get to the specifics of the regular Scorpius in a second here, but the Antares, so I'm flying and I'm using the pew-pews. Kel would be behind me, and he's running the EMP or the quantum dampener. The pilot cannot do both. They thought that might be a little OP for the pilot to be able to quantum dampen, EMP, and shoot. So they've split those tasks up to make this a little less overpowered. I understand. I wish they hadn't, but I do understand why they did it. But there's not a whole lot right now for the co-pilot to do except for sit there and go, can I EMP? Can I MP? Can I MP? Can I MP? It's like, shut up. No, you can't. Just sit there.
This has EMP and interdict?
Yep.
Damn.
So I'm in combat with somebody. I can throw on the dampener, preventing them from launching into quantum and warping away, so to speak. And I can also EMP their vehicle. There is a load up for either or. So obviously it's not like boom, I can rapid fire this stuff. There is a load up charge for one or the other. You can't load both. So you got to decide, am I disabling the ship and hope it disables all of it? Or am I just going to prevent him from running and keep chasing him to the ends of the galaxy? But you have choices. I love choices to kill.
Yeah, because, well, interdict, you can also pull people out of quantum.
No, this does not have a snare. That's only the Mantis.
Oh, is that the Mantis? Okay.
Yeah. We'll get to that in 1 second.
So this prevents you from jumping then.
Correct. Just
Yeah,
prevents
okay.
you from jumping or can power down your ship and cause you to have to reboot your systems.
Yeah, the EMP. That's amazing. That's like my Warlock. It's got an EMP.
Yep. And the Scorpius is classed as a heavy fighter. Now, you can look over here, this Scorpius, again, the Antares is the interdictor version. The Scorpius is the heavy fighter version. And the heavy fighter version you can see on the top has a massive, massive turret with quad guns. Somebody actually filleted this so you can see all the component drops, which is really cool. So if you get in there and you hit open all external, these are all the component drops.
Massive.
This is a semi-gold standard ship, so it's almost complete as far as everything that's supposed to be is there. So you're supposed to be able to take this with your tractor beam or by hand, pull it out, put in a new one or put in an upgrade. That's how all of these will work. This is a weapons rack, it looks like. Yep. So again, when you're flying, you can't wear heavy armor and you cannot have weapons on your back, otherwise you couldn't sit in the cockpit. So it gives you storage now for a lot of these one-seater fighters, so you can thematically fly your ship in a flight suit and then get out, arm yourself, and go to town. Now, getting back to the massive turret on the top, that would be Kel's job. And now this turret has a couple functions. If you can check out the rear end here, you can see those silver rails. So when you're the pilot, the turret's up on top facing forward. Now, let's say Kel's up top with the turret, he's shooting pew pew pew, and I'm in over my head, and I'm like, Kel, we're bugging out. Kel can now put that position to defensive mode, and that turret will come down the rails, cross through the back, and go under, and now Kel can cover our retreat by shooting those quad cannons behind us, because all of my wings are forward facing, so I have no shooting defense obviously flying forward, but Kel is able to use the turret in a forward firing arc or in a rear firing arc, depending on the needs. And also the turret in the rear firing arc, because it's down and under the ship a bit, and you can fire down, they have shown that this ship is used kind of doing flyovers for anti-personnel on the ground as well. So the ship has some awesome capabilities, and it just looks freaking awesome.
Yep.
Have I mentioned it looks awesome?
Yep. Yeah, it's definitely got some good angles.
It does. I love RSI. I love Origin and its luxury, but RSI just takes the cake. All right, here's what Kel was talking about. This is full interdiction, quantum snare. This is the RSI Mantis.
Yes, it is.
Now, this is dampening and snare, depending on what use you want to use, and it says it. Yep, it says so on the bottom. This ship does not have much in the way of offensive capabilities. So this would be kind of like, Kel, we need to interdict somebody and pull them out of snare. He's going from A to C. We're going to be at B. As soon as we get the timing right, throw your snare up, catch whatever fish we can up in quantum, and pull them down. Now, Kel has some offensive capabilities, as you can see by the Cronag lasers we have here, but he is not a full fighter capability type of ship. So that's when I might come over with my Scorpius or my Lightning or my Hornet or my Comet or whatever the case may be. And we start laying some laser fire down on these bad guys who are now going, what? Wait, what? How did I get here? And then Kel can switch now from the snare, power up his dampener before they figure out what's going on. And then if he can lock in on their speed, he can keep them here while I'm pegging away at them, and he's just kind of shooting little bits at them to keep them busy.
Yep. This is a really useful ship. Believe it or not, it can be dangerous. Even if you have another ship with you that has EMP, this ship, Mantis, can pull somebody out of quantum, and then boom, snag them with an EMP from another ship, and they're just sitting ducks, right? Like,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Now, I'm sitting in the ship, and I'll do a little scan here. I was doing a scan. It's not doing a scan now. I don't know why it's not letting me camera rotate, but it doesn't matter. So you can see the top is all enclosed. Now watch what happens when I open everything up. I'm stuck in some weird camera angle. I can't look down. Let me try sitting down again.
Yeah, I've set off a few EMPs, and it's like a blue bubble that comes out of your ship. Radius bubble, right? Covers a certain radius, like a sphere. But I've seen this thing go off, this Mantis, and it's like a pinkish red giant sphere. So it's a little different. I think that was the interdiction portion. I was testing this with. What was I testing this with? Nyrus? Solda? One of the two. I think it was Solda, maybe. Does Solda have this or Nyrus?
Wolf had this, I know.
I think Solda does too.
I am not sure what happened there. My camera is locked forward. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, it's a cool ship. Organizations use it. Even pirates use this ship as a tool, right?
Absolutely. See if I can get past. I don't know why this camera bug happened. Looked up a workaround. Let me see if I can get this to work. This is really weird. Give me 1 sec, Cal.
Yeah. Take your time.
I can edit this section out.
Yeah.
Of course. So is that a crime stat?
You do?
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm still having. Jesus. And if it isn't one thing, it's another, I tell you.
What are you trying to do?
My camera got locked. I couldn't even function or move around.
Damn. What happens if you hit F4?
I hit every key on my keyboard. I looked up what people said to do, and none of that worked. So log out and come back, I guess.
Damn. Maybe it has something to do with the resolution you're in.
No, it's got to do with the camera.
Oh.
Of course, I'm going to be all the way back in the apartment, which means I'll have to tram all the way back.
So much for persistence, eh?
I know, right? Come on, 322.
No.
All right, please work. There we go.
Yep. Yeah, it's not a persistent universe if you can't, log in where you logged out.
Nope. First phase of that is supposed to hit 322. I should say the second phase, the primary phase of it.
It's an insistent universe. Oh, apparently in the future, all they eat is granola bars and burritos.
And a whole lot of power drinks and water.
Yeah. wonder they don't show you the washrooms in this place.
It's going to look like some of the bathrooms in Bethesda, Starfield, or Fallout where there's blood and stuff all over the toilet.
Or Taco Bell. The huge skid mark up the back of the wall.
It's like, what happened here? What year would I have to be for Star Trek to just teleport where I want to go? Screw these trams.
Yeah. You know what? They should do that. And that would probably save a lot of memory. Get rid of the trams and just, yeah.
Beat me over.
Yeah. We'll have cloners like SWG.
The old days of cloner zerging. I can't tell you how badly degraded my DNA must be after how many times I cloned. Probably come out looking like something like the Swamp Thing.
Toxic Avenger.
All right, we're back. Better than ever. I'll delete those 5 minutes of oopsie.
Like Clarence Moniger in the acid pool. RoboCop. There you is.
There's Kel. There he goes.
Can run there pretty quick, Michelin Man.
Yeah, in this bulky ass suit.
Yeah.
I wanted to show the interdiction things. Whoop, just got nailed. All right, to get back where I was, let me show you the quantum snare. So now you can see that quantum snare piece. Very cool. I'm trying to be very careful with my camera so I don't get stuck again. But that was the quantum snare and dampener. All right, over here we have the Phoenix. Let me look at the Taurus first real quick. Now the Taurus was the last of the constellations to come out, which is insane because it has to have been the easiest. This is your full-on freight. you'll be able to see when I run through the belly here, this cargo hold is massive. I would be interested to see if a Spartan would fit on there. I think it might.
Spartan, like the ballista?
Well, the ballista has the rockets, though. The Spartan only has the cannon, so I think the roof clearance might be better not to hit the roof in there.
I think they both fit on here.
Maybe a ballista would. That's just really bulky on the top. But either way, a long-ass vehicle, I think, would fit on that.
You could probably get a Nova on here too.
That would be interesting to try.
Yep.
All right, now we'll come over here to one of the wonders. This is your Constellation Phoenix. This is a limited hull. If you haven't seen some of the other videos, limited hulls are things like the Idris, the Javelin, the Orion, the Kraken, the Phoenix, Pioneer. All right, we come up here. I don't think these buttons work. Nothing seems to really work when you're in in the center here. But that table comes up. Yeah, it's not going to work. None of the special features ever work when it's in this place. But anyway, that table comes up. So, like I said, this ship is all of these ships are very galley feel to them. So they have a collapsing table and stuff like that that kind of give it a little bit more space. This is your bridge. Got some. The other seats I think are either black or gray. These look very plush, white, very cool looking. Same thing with the turret gunner sitting in style. In the Andromeda, this is what it looks like for the turret gunner. It looks like Kel's jumping in. In the Aquila, it is a sensor pod, so I don't think you do this at all. Yep. So,
Pretty nice.
yep, there's one on the bottom and one on the top. Got your components in here. Got your 4 bunks. Once you cross this door, into luxury you get. Wood floors, lit ground.
Ooh.
You got 1 cabin room. 2, oop, hitting me.
Nice in here.
You got 2 cabins. Coming out of there, you got a couple seats, a couple more seats. Got a cool table and some more seating.
Deck of cards.
Yep. Here is the glass. Now, none of them have this. This is the only ship that has a little bit of a bulkier top that has the glass, the seating, and all that up here with the bar. I don't know why I can't get my flashlight off.
Pete?
Oh well. So this is the bar, and this is stuff that you will be able to get down the road stocked. So if I want to use this water, I'll use the water. Dude, if I want to use the water, you got, let's just pretend for easy math, there's 6 bottles in there. I use 1 bottle, now there's 5. I use another bottle, there's 4. I can run out, I can dock at a spaceport or at a city. They'll refill it and put all the bottles back, which is nice. And you'll never have to run out. You can have life-saving things for your nutrients and your hydration on your ship. It's nice to have. You got a nice big dining table. Again, more glass. Fish tank. Looks like a broken constellation at the bottom of the ocean there. Poor Phoenix.
This is sweet.
Now, this is not working the last time I came through here, but this is actually a giant hot tub that opens and is part of the amenities for the Phoenix. This is your master bed or your captain's bed, depending on how many passengers you have. Got some more components. Come through these very cool black and white doors to the Archimedes. Now, this is what the snub fighter parasites look like. They dock with just their canopy showing in this pressurized room, so you can get in and out without a problem. Technically, you can get into this without a helmet, fly around, and come back because this is all pressurized part of the ship. But this is where your P-72 on the Phoenix and the P-52 for the Andromeda and the Aquila are docked, and you can undock, fly around, and come back.
Pretty sweet.
Now, some people might ask, hardware, where do you hold cargo on a fancy ship like this?
Where do you hold cargo on a fancy ship like this, hardware?
It's funny you might ask that, Kel. Come right over here to the secret wooden floor right here.
Ooh.
All right, you
How
come
far
down.
down?
It just goes one floor. But you
Oh,
come down here to a sub-cargo area, which is kind of cool. There is no exterior access to this that I'm aware of. This is strictly something that you consider kind of luggage-based, not, you're hauling cargo across the world. But you can stick stuff down here, gets it out of the way from the passengers, just your normal cargo hold on the bottom of a jet.
nice.
That is your Phoenix. I love the fact that the floor opens up like that. I'd hate to be the guy standing on that when somebody comes up, but it's a cool idea.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, so off we go. Oh, hurry up, jump. Now we run over here to the Apex Hall 2-3. I believe it's just in 2 though. Run through all the Argo cargo stuff.
Argo cargo.
I still think that forklift over there is going to be like what the small house building vehicle would be.
Yeah.
But maybe. All right, in the center of this, we got the Mantis again. We won't go back through that. Mantis is the same as out there. These are the Auroras. I don't know a whole lot about them. We'll just kind of look at the plaques. A few of them I think are even marked wrong. This is the Aurora LN.
These ships?
That is supposed to be a combat ship, your light fighter. It's got some missile racks on the top. Got your pew-pews in the front. The difference with this and why this was such a special ship in the beginning is because it just used to be the Mustang and the Aurora as ships that were made. And the Aurora has a bed that you can log out in. So it's the start to show you the Mustang you must park, otherwise you'll be persistently hanging out in the universe where you could be killed. And the Aurora, you can log out safely and log out in that part of space, and then when you log back in, you'll come back to that exact same space.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. I really can't recommend that for combat.
No. This is the MR. I think this is the luxury one. This is kind of a fighter with a. I couldn't get in these last time, but you can see on the inside the white. I think it's just got some nice, cool aesthetics to it. But otherwise, all the Auroras are the same, pretty much.
Again, anybody with some real credits is not going to be buying that.
Got your LX. This is your deluxe. Oh, no, maybe this is it. Patent leather interior. Comfort for long stretches in deep space. Yeah, they don't really mark these well. I didn't think the Pathfinder was the luxury because it looks like the luxury one. Either way, it's an Aurora. Don't overly care. But that's your
Yeah,
another
man.
Aurora.
I don't know, bro. These things are paperweights, dude.
But it's an easy way to buy into the game cheaply.
True, but even then, like, I recommend a Cutlass. It's,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah.
Here's your Aurora ES.
Oh, God, there's more.
This does stuff. It's a Pathfinder, so I'm assuming those are sensor arrays. But oh, here, somebody got it to open. All right, we're in. So that is the bed that you can log in on, and that is the chair. It's very tight. It's just one person ship, but it does have a bed so you can log out. Here's the CL. This is your light freight. So I think the Astrops, that gives you a few more SCU of cargo. Not substantial by any means, but hey, a little bit's a little bit. All right, let's get out of here and go downstairs to where the party is, because now I'm getting excited.
Yeah, those are entry level. If you just want to get a package and jump in the game, yeah, I guess you could buy one of those, right, Aurora?
Oh, absolutely. It's the
Yeah,
cheap way to get in and get in game, earn some credits, and then buy a big one in game.
right.
Now, this might be my favorite company in the game for shipbuilding, but it is not the company with the most ships built. But that will soon change. And we're going to go to a hollow room that has, I think, 6 hollow tables. We'll count them when we go, but it's amazing. Oh, almost forgot about the rovers. I love this rover. We'll do these really quick. They're small. This one right here, this is your Ursa rover. This comes with the Aquila as a standard package. I own one of these. They're a lot of fun. You can see the cannon slide up on rails to go to the top. Otherwise, it tucks away for the tight spaces inside spacecraft. Go in here. I'll look at it from the back because my suit's too damn big. You got 4 rumble seats. You have a pilot and a co-pilot that is the gunner. So you can bring yourself a little fire team to go do some pew-pew, get a science exploration team together to do some excavating, whatever the case may be. This is definitely a nice little rover to do that. Well, we come over here to the Lynx. This is the sexy, more sophisticated brother of the Ursa rover. The Lynx comes standard with the Phoenix, the Constellation Phoenix, the ship that we just got out of. This ship is beautiful. This vehicle is beautiful.
Yep.
So you come in. Ugh, gotta go to first person. You can tell by the seats. These seats actually kind of move. I think you have to be seated in them. But they move to pivot so you can look out the glass. It's full panoramic ceiling and rear end. Got a sophisticated black table here that's glass. When you look at these refrigeration units, you can stack your beverages in them. The problem with this, and this is why I believe in the rule of cool, has to exist in games because the reality just is not as much fun, is as soon as you start driving this and launching it off of cliffs or hitting rocky patches, all of this shit comes blowing off these tables like it should. Because, gravity and all. But in a game, I don't think it should be doing that. Now you can close this door. It won't let me. Oh, I just took a water. These doors can close here, so whatever's in there will bounce around and stay. Otherwise, it'll bounce around and end up on the floor. Ugh, I'm trying to open shit and I keep grabbing booze. Alrighty, so you have your components, your weapon rack I tried to open. Here we go. God damn it, I keep grabbing the champagne. You can
Yeah, this thing on the side is so cool. The turret or whatever it is.
Yep. You can tell the sleek styling on the cockpit area. It's gorgeous. Absolutely. This, I had to have one. It looks sexy in white. I did get the purple version because, DC and all. But
Yep.
the white looks so sleek and beautiful. There is no rear entry. Obviously, there's glass. You can see by the links, the LEDs on the ground. I don't know if you can change the colors of these yet or ever, but it's a cool feature. Again, this is two people sit in the back, a driver and a gunner. So you have four people, not six. So you're losing two seats, but you're also gaining prestige and sexy.
Yeah.
Now, some people might say, you know, is there anything cool else to look at? Cal, Cal,
What happened?
ask me if there's anything else cool to look at.
Is there anything else cool to look at?
Cal, it's amazing that you asked that question. There
Yeah,
sure
come to my
is.
mind.
We are now going to the Hollow Room. This is
I
where
was just thinking in my head, I'm too sexy for this rover.
first ship here, we are looking at the Apollo Triage. Now, there's the Triage and the Medevac. I should do a little reedy on it. I have one of these. Oh, it's supposed to be done this year, I think. Please, we need it. This is a medium-ish size. Maybe it's even bigger than that. Maybe it's a large. It's bigger than the Cutlass Red. But the Apollo Medevac and Triage, the differences are the Medevac, I think. I always get them confused. I think the Medevac is the military version and the Triage is the regular ambulance, or vice versa. Either way, the military version has more armor and more guns, giving it less speed and less cargo, I believe.
Triage is the medevac.
No, there's a Medevac and a Triage. There's two different colors, kinds.
Well, triage is medical, isn't it?
Right, but there's the Apollo is called a Triage, and there's an Apollo called a Medevac.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's weird.
So the difference is the military version has more armor, more guns, because you're flying into combat, going in theater where there's action, going in combat. The regular ambulance is more going to NPC areas and AI and whatnot. And and less combat oriented because of the lack of armor. But they're more or less the same. And in that being the same, the ship is modular in nature for the medical beds. There's 3 different kinds of medical beds for medical gameplay. There's level 3, 2, and 1. Level 3 is your bruises, scrapes, burns, ouchies, get you set up, get you out the door, and you're gone. That's what your Pisces C8R and your Cutlass Red do currently. Those are level 3 beds. When you get into things like the Carrack, the 890 Jump, some of the other ships that'll be coming out soon, their medical facilities have level 2 and or 1, and level 2 is for, some gunshot wounds, some heavy injuries, some broken bones, and obviously your level 1 is you're pretty much near death and you need almost full resuscitation and maybe even lost a limb and it's got to be replaced with a cybernetic. All of that being said, the Apollo has 2 sides to it, which is modular in nature. You can have on either side 3 level 3 beds, 2 level 2 beds, or 1 level 1 bed. So what I plan on doing is having 2 level 2 beds and 1 level 1 bed. That way, all major injuries can be taken care of on the Apollo. I'm less concerned about minor triage, more concerned about major triage as far as the Apollo is concerned. And then the Apollo is quick, so they'll be taking people up to the Endeavor Hope that I have, that is the floating hospital, to take care of whatever other wounds they may need to be treated. But this is an awesome ambulance. I probably equate this more to like an ambulance type semi that has a lot more into it. That they do the scans on the MRI scans and on the mobile trailers. That's kind of what I would equate the Apollo to.
Yeah, like a field hospital.
Yep. Come over
I think
here. You can see how many hollow rooms are down here. This is the most ever.
I think the smallest medical ship you can get is the Cutlass Red, if I'm not mistaken.
The smallest is the Pisces C8R.
Oh, the Pisces.
I got one of those itty bitty little ambulance. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Cutlass Red. It's pretty small.
Yep. This is my bread and butter. Will be pretty much my semi-daily driver. This is the RSI Polaris. The awesomest thing about the Polaris is it is actually going to be finished this year. This year being 2024, not 2023. So this time next year, for the next IAE 2954, I believe this probably will be launched, if not sooner. But the Polaris is your torpedo boat, kind of like your Ohio-class submarine type of a thing. It's got awesome defense. It's got in the area of 20 plus size 10 torpedoes. I consider this to be kind of a sniper. This would be in the back of a fleet. Kind of pull up, launch a couple of torps at a major ship, and watch the hilarity ensue. And then duck away, because this is not that it can't handle itself toe-to-toe, but this is not a toe-to-toe battleship like the Perseus. This is a go in there and launch your payload and get out. One of the sexiest things about this ship is the back end. Nothing like a hot ass. But she got a little dumper back here with some really cool engines, very cool crisscross pattern.
Like a U-boat.
Right? The Polaris also has a hangar where you can get a small to sub, extra small type of ship. I'm guessing you can probably fit a couple different kinds of mediums. A medium ship might fit in there. It just depends on the dynamics of that ship. But it has a hangar, so if you need to take a fighter out to do some business, you can come back. Extra patrol, extra defense, all of that is nice. Your Polaris is considered a subcapital. It's a Corvette class. It'll have a brig. It'll have a mess hall. It'll have an entertainment area. It'll have a medical bay. It has a hangar. It has a captain's quarters. It has individual quarters, I believe, for all the crew. It is a flying fortress.
Yeah, it's got it all, baby.
Yep.
Corvette class. I want to get one in red.
And this is considered it was made to be a patrol boat. So militia and all that, instead of, every militia being able to afford an Idris or a Javelin, they would afford a Polaris or a Perseus to do their patrolling. This is a floating military base. And it's very nice. I can't wait to fly it.
Yeah.
All right, what do we have over here? This looks like a new one because I don't recognize it. Oh, this is the RSI.
Oh, yeah, this is the new one.
We were just talking about this at length. This is the new large RSI mining ship. The stats that I read on this are just insane. 3 size 3 mining lasers. Its outboard SCU is in the 500s. Its interior SCU cargo capacity is like 60 something, 64. It has an internal refinery, and it is set up to be a mobile base or mobile living conditions like the Polaris almost, in that this is for deep space mining. And so you can go mine, refine, continue forward, do some more, and there's comfortable living for the people that are there doing it before you turn around and unload your payload.
Yep.
If I didn't already have an Orion, I would get this in a heartbeat. This ship
Yeah,
is,
I'm getting this one. I'm going to upgrade my Prospector to it. This is one-stop shopping right here.
yep, that ship has all of everything that you need, and then some.
Yeah.
All right, next stop is, this is the Galaxy. A lot of new hubbub on the Galaxy. Besides this, I have this ship. I probably don't need this ship, but I had to have it. Looks like a Star Destroyer. Anything that looks like a Star Destroyer is absolutely titties to me, and I have to have it.
Yeah.
Also, the cool thing about this ship is the Galaxy is modular. It's going to be probably the first one made that's going to be modular. It comes with a giant void in the middle that will be kind of like just an empty room if you get nothing in it. You can also get the modules kind of like you can do with the Endeavor. It's got right now a refinery, a hospital, and a cargo facility.
I like voids in the middle.
Oh, yeah, me too. We also just found out, and this is what's going to make this ship be an all-time awesome, is that this ship will also have a construction module. I kind of expected them to drop that today, and they did not, which is surprising to me. But it will have a construction module. They've already said it at the last Star Citizen Con. Yeah.
Citizen
Citizen Con. I was trying to figure out the word and I couldn't get it. Thank
Yeah,
you, Cal.
good thing. Yeah.
But Citizen Con, and what they talked about is this. It used to be you could build nothing unless you have the Pioneer. Then it came down to you can make habitats or you can order walls and kind of create some kind of habitat like you would make on the moon, not like houses that you'd make on Earth without a Pioneer. But the Pioneer will be your city builder, and you'll need that. For whatever reason, they decided to break away from that, and they have now classed it by size. So pretty soon, they're going to be releasing, and they've already said this at CitizenCon, so this isn't conjecture or leaks. This has already been talked about. There's a small unnamed vehicle that I just call the Bobcat size skid steer type. It's a small one-man unit, and this vehicle will be able to construct anything that is in the small structure range. Like pole barns and habitats, stuff like that. Nothing of any intricate nature, but the next level up, if you recall the Atlas platforms, there will be, I'm assuming, will look something to the effect of a crane. And the crane will be able to build medium structures. Now, this is where I'm gathering we'll have something to the effect of homes, like normal homes. Then we get to this galaxy, which is the high point of what I'm getting to, is the galaxy's construction module. And mind you, by the time of release, there might be other ships that do it as well, but for now, this will be able to do large buildings and all the way down. What is a large building? Nobody knows. No clue. No fucking clue whatsoever. But it's going to do it because they said it's going to do it. Could that change? Absolutely. Of course it can. Hopefully it won't. But it will be able to build something to the effect of, I'm considering like a large to be, giant storefronts, like a Best Buy, a Kohl's, large structures that multiple people will be able to enter and leave, city halls, something to that effect. Those types of a building.
I did see a video online where they had big, large, round buildings.
Yep, they're coming out with them.
Yeah.
Those are going to be the hangars, I think, for some of the different facilities. And then, of course, last but not least, which we talked about the other day for Consolidated Outland, was the Pioneer. Pioneer will be able to make anything, anything and everything. That's all the way up to extra large buildings and buildings that are considered specials that you have to have the Pioneer to make. Now, will any of these be able to be used in space? Because they have talked about eventually allowing players to own space stations in certain sectors. I don't know. But as it stands, all of the city building will be land-based and nothing in space as of yet. But more to come on that. But anyway, that's your galaxy. It's a beautiful, it's a big. Oh, and she's going to be done second. I guess that was kind of another point that we want to get to. There are 3 ships going to be built coming up soon. The Polaris is going to be done this year being 2024. With the Polaris being built, they are no longer trying to build a ship from the ground up 100%. They are going to take the RSI look of, let's say, a dining facility, a brig, or not a mess hall, shooting range, beds, stuff like that. They're going to have templates for those. And then now, once they finish the Polaris, they're going to make the Galaxy. The Galaxy is going to be right after the Polaris. And they're going to be able to plug all these already pre-made room types into the Galaxy. So now the only thing they'll have to build on the Galaxy is obviously the external structure, the interior structure, and then anything that makes the Galaxy itself special, like the modular areas. The Polaris won't have a modular room. So it'll have some of its own development for sure, but they are trying to cut down the time by cutting down the 100% development on every single thing and every single ship. They're now going to be doing it kind of like Starfield, where you have manufacturers and all of those habitats look like, they're the same habitat no matter what ship they're in or what ship you put them in. It's kind of generic across the board for that company, and that's what they're going to. And then the Perseus, which we'll see in a minute, will be after that.
Here's my ship.
The Zeus Mark II. That is the space suit I'm wearing is for the Zeus Mark I, when humanity left Earth and went into the stars originally. That was the Mark I. There's a lot of cool lore about that I won't get into. But this is the Mark II. They came up with a newer version. It also, like all RSI ships, looks amazing. Now there's 3 versions, actually. There's a cargo version, there is a bounty hunter version, and there is what's the third version?
I don't know. I got the bounty hunter version, the MR.
Yeah, me too.
There's a cargo version, yeah. Bounty hunter version. Oh, and the passenger class one.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's like a VIP transport deal.
Let's see here.
Almost like a giant Concorde, right? Rent them and travel in style. Ready to ferry a whole new generation of travelers across the universe. Yeah, so that's this one, the ES.
Yep, the ES. So you're right, it's passenger related.
Yeah.
So that's the three different kinds. The bounty hunter version will be set up. I don't think it'll have the lights like the Cutlass Blue, which is a shame because I love the Cutlass Blue's lights.
Yep.
But she will have the cargo coffins to put bodies of people in, as well as probably a regular brig and maybe some other features. Probably less lethal features as far as disabling ships will probably be the weaponry on it. We'll see when it happens. But these are very cool ships, and I'm looking forward to sailing around the verse and blowing stuff up with them. These are also pretty new. Last but not least, if the Polaris is your Ohio class type submarine with all the torpedoes, this is your old fashioned battleship.
Yeah, I just want to add though quickly that the Zeus MR, it has the EMP device with quantum dampener.
Yep, so that makes sense because you want to keep
Yeah.
your target in and around so you can catch them live, hopefully.
Yeah.
All right, this is the Perseus. Let's take a look at the little tag thing here.
This is another gorgeous ship.
It is. This is Polaris Galaxy sized, and it is a battleship. The pew pews on this are mega for its class, which is the purpose. This is a, if you think about the Hammerhead, is a blockade runner or a fighter shooter because of all the turrets. If you think of the Polaris as a sniper in combat, off in the distance, launching, putting some lead delivery way downfield, and then taking off, and you never see it. This is the I'm taking point and I'm just fucking you up immediately, and with all this firepower. And I don't know if it'll happen or if it'll work that way, but they even have the video and pictures of the Perseus because it's spiked in the front like a spear, just piercing through hulls of ships as it's blowing past them. I don't know if it'll be able to do all that without some extensive damage, but if it can, that's even cooler.
Yep, it's like a capital hunter, just like the Inferno.
Now, this ship is a subcapital, so she's big. She has a decent crew needed to man all of the weapons. And she has a very cool, if that's the way the cockpit looks up there, the bridge, I should say, that's kind of neat the way it has that little angle.
Yep.
But the Perseus is number 3 in the line of Polaris to Galaxy to Perseus to be done, so I'm hoping the Galaxy and then probably the Perseus will be done in 25 because it should be done faster than the Polaris. So we'll see what happens.
Yep.
All right, well, that is the end of the holo tables. That is the end of RSI Day. And we will be walking into tomorrow being day 10, and that will be best in show. So all of the winners, and I don't remember them all. I know my 600i is one of them. All of the winners will get special paint skins and will be up on the top deck of the Zenith Hall tomorrow and the day after. All right. Well, again, IAE 2953 RSI Day. I am Hardware here with Calzine, and we are saying see you in the verse.
Take care, citizens. Be excellent to each other. Party on, dude.